uncut and unfiltered macaroni. Big Tony Jones back at it on a Thursday night, my Cadillacers. New time, 9 p.m. You know, we have to change the timing, you know what I'm talking about? Because I've been noticing all the kin folks be coming on when I'm coming on. So I'm like, you know what? This is my Cadillacers. You know what I'm saying? We grown folk, we up a little bit later. I gotta switch it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So let me make sure I'm good. Let me touch up myself. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the screen's a little bit good. All right, that's good. All right. Hopefully everybody had a good day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that tuned in last night, man. Shout out to everybody tuned in from LA, the West Coast, California, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all my player partners. Shout out to all my homegirls in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it's a safe place to communicate. You know what I'm talking about? Throw a rose emoji in your chat for yourself if you're feeling good, feeling great. Shout out to my player partners. Throw a salute emoji in the chat if you're feeling good, feeling great. Lady T, you know you spoil a player partner, man. I got number love for you. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to you, salute. But last night was a conversation. You know what I'm talking about? We had the West Coast in the building. You know what I'm talking about? But I appreciate all the regular viewership. You know what I'm talking about? The family, we growing one day at a time to the sunshine. You know what I'm talking about? Now, with that being said, the topic of today, make sure y'all got y'all tea. You know what I'm talking about? Because we about to have some grown folk conversation. And it's past 9 o'clock, so I'm hoping them babies is going to bed already. It ain't some, I mean, it could be summer vacation, depending on where you are. If you're in Canada, they still in school. If you're in America, they on summer vacation already. You know what I'm talking about? But we going to get down to some get down lady tea. We got some smoke today. All right? Now, before I get down to the smoke, I want everybody to know, if it's your first time tuning in, this is a safe conversation place. Have your opinion, but please be respectable. You know what I'm talking about? Now, R. Kelly wants to come out of jail, says his life's been threatened. I got the lawyer, exclusive lawyer interview with the lawyer, and some background drop, because you know how we always do. We got to figure out the story. All right? Let me make sure my monitor is good. My monitor is straight. All right, let's get down to the smoke.
Long before the walls closed in on P. Diddy, another pop music megastar was charged with racketeering and sex trafficking, among other things. And he was convicted 2 times. R. Kelly has spent the last 3 years, almost to the day, in a medium security federal prison in Butner, North Carolina. His 2022 trial in Brooklyn ended with a sentence of 30 years. His 2023 trial in Chicago got him 20 years as well. And they're supposed to run mostly at the same time. But
so he's got two convictions running concurrent at the same time. So I'm giving y'all the backdrop. Secondly, you see this lady right here? She don't believe nothing, absolutely nothing that's coming out of the lawyer's mouth. Right now, she's not on R. Kelly's side at all. All right, and I'm trying to figure out what side is my family on. If we rocking with R. Kelly, or you know what I mean, he's another diddler.
now R. Kelly wants out, and he says his life depends on it. He says that every minute he spends locked up at Butner, he is in danger. And why? The way his lawyers tell it, prison officials want R. Kelly dead. You heard me. The government, they say, has put a target on the singer in prison. And what's more, Kelly's lawyers say the Bureau of Prisons conspired with one of his fellow inmates, a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, to murder him. I'm joined now by Beau Brindley, attorney for R. Kelly. Mr. Brindley, I'm so glad to have you on this show.
At the young age of 12, singer Aaliyah...
Now, before the attorney speaks for R. Kelly, were they trying to convince us, so this is the situation, right? They trying to convince us that the government sent somebody to kill R. Kelly. All right, that's the baseline story. But before we get to the baseline, we got to get to how we got here, because you know how we do it, family. We got to break down the scenario. Now, this beautiful young lady, if you don't know, it's Aaliyah. All right, probably one of the best R&B singers ever. If you don't know the story of her and R. Kelly, we're going to break it down a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is for the 90s babies. You dig? All right? Because Aaliyah, I remember where I was the day Aaliyah died. I remember exactly where I was.
Was already pushing her way into the music industry. All she needed was a mentor to really get her career off the ground. Her uncle, Barry Hankerson, soon stepped in and introduced the young star to a person he believed would catapult her career, R. Kelly. Soon, the two started working on her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. At just 14 years old, maybe this album title should have raised red flags, being that it was produced by then 20.
Yo, she was 14? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was a kid, I had no idea Aaliyah was a kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know when that song came out, she was 14? Oh my God. And we didn't see the red flags then. I mean, it seemed kind of cute, but Aaliyah did kind of look older than 14. But I mean, hey, let's continue. Let's continue.
7-year-old R. Kelly, but it didn't. As time went on, their relationship suddenly changed. No longer was it mentor-mentee, it was more than that, and it was far darker than that. As the two sat down for interviews,
Listen, 27 and 15, that's bad. There's no excuse for that. I have a daughter that's 12. I think she's turning 12. What the hell do you mean by 15? She's married to a 27-year-old? Hell no, I'm not doing it. No way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. I'm not selling my daughter out. You know what I mean? But let's continue. Yo,
often draped in head-to-toe matching clothing, the questions about their relationship started to come hard and fast.
Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or friends. let's just get the record straight.
They never seemed to answer directly, dancing around the question and offering vague responses. No, they weren't related. They were just best friends. Interviewers laughed it off. Aaliyah would avoid answering questions about her age, and R. Kelly consistently commented on her shine and beauty. Their dynamic struck the industry and the public as odd, but no one spoke out about it. Nothing was said. Then, one day, vibes
27 and 15, and they are best friends. Now, if he's mentoring her for real, that's a great mentor. But it can't be no, you know what I mean, dibble-dabbling on the other side of town. That's statutory, the R word, if you ask my opinion. But if he's just being a mentor, that's two different stories. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, them having matching outfits and all that could have been a part of the marketing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to play both sides of the fence, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
suddenly shocked everyone and published their marriage certificate. Aaliyah and R. Kelly were married. She was 15. Years later, it would come out that the R&B phenom bribed someone to change her ID to 8.
I got to ask my family something now, because I had a partner. I'm going somewhere with this. I had a partner. And we know somebody who's very, very, very rich. Very got a lot of money, right? And he said, man, I wish I had a daughter. I would sick my daughter on his son. So, my question is a parent wrong for taking advantage of R. Kelly in that situation? Because maybe they remember he went looking for R. Kelly, the uncle, and brought Aaliyah to R. Kelly. Now, did he do his job? Yes. But I feel like, he rocked the cradle a little bit. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't agree with it. I don't think you could pimp your child. You know what I'm saying? I don't. But, I mean, she did have a great career. I will say that. You know what I'm saying?
So they could become legally married, but no one knew that at the time.
Thanks so much for being a guest. I mean, what I just read, what I just said, it just all sounds very fantastical. Do you have proof?
Well, the answer is we do have proof, and we appreciate the opportunity to be able to come on and talk about it. In terms of proof, the most powerful piece of proof I can provide.
All right, hold on. She says it sounds fantastical. I told you guys, the white lady don't believe a goddamn thing coming out the lawyer's mouth. Well, he's about to prove why. Because they got what they feel is evidence of, you know what I'm saying? They're going to speak. We got a comment in the comment section, Lady T. This is robbing the cradle. God, 100%. What he did to Aaliyah? Man, he took advantage of that motherfucker right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, did she have a great career? Yes. But I feel like she was taken advantage of in the beginning. That's my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. But we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. You know what I'm talking about?
Is the sworn statement of the man who says that he was solicited to kill R. Kelly. Michael Glenn Stein has provided us with a full declaration signed, and he's given his willingness to sit down for a polygraph examination administered by either side to testify in court. He has given us the details of who solicited him and when.
It was a normal day, just like any other, when seemingly out of nowhere, news began circling around.
So a jailhouse snitch is willing to take a polygraph test, which is a lie detector test. He's telling out who sent him. So he's not wasting what they're trying to. They got proof. If I have $1 for every time somebody said some shit, man, matter of fact, I got a house in Albuquerque for sale. You know what I'm saying? That's how the judge is gonna look at it. Now, if the person said that they were sent to kill you and then did not kill you, hey man, after the threat is gone. That's how the government might look at it. But we're gonna continue because R. Kelly trying to get a pardon, right? So you know what I'm saying? Uncle Trump might help him out. I don't know.
In the music world, a sex tape, R. Kelly's sex tape, had been leaked. Only this wasn't your run-of-the-mill sex tape. It showed the singer with a girl who seemed extremely young, and it showed him urinating on her. Despite what should have been seen,
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know how R. Kelly got past that one. I don't know how he got past that. You know what I'm saying? I got comment in the comment section. All right? But who would want to send someone to R. Kelly when he's been in jail for how long? Why are they trying now to not when he was sentenced? Yeah, I get it. Okay, he was sentenced. He's locked up. He was convicted. Okay, he was convicted. But the man's life is in jeopardy now. This is what they're claiming. They're saying they're trying to kill the man. It's a government conspiracy. He wants out of jail. It's not that he wants out of jail. He wants to finish his time on house arrest. That's what the man wants, okay? All right, cool. I didn't make the rules. I'm just following. But I am going to say, I don't know how he got past the sex tape. You know what I'm saying? These stars, the stuff these stars get away with, I said, my God, yo, what?
as an awful and readily available example of R. Kelly's abusive and pedophilic nature, it also became a running joke. It seemed like the joke would potentially die down when R. Kelly was finally arrested for child pornography in 2002. Immediately, he pled not guilty and was released on bail, only to be arrested.
But to answer your question again, though, lady, the kind of parent that would send somebody to R. Kelly is an opportunist. 100%. Because we're going to get into that. It gets deeper. I always find the clips that we did to break down the story. But now, child, I don't even want to say the word, because that word and child should never go together. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the word is, I don't know how we got past these things, bro. There's no excuse for anything when named child and abuse. There's no excuse for it. Yeah, I mean, lock them up, throw away the key. That's my opinion.
Again, less than a year later, with even more accusations of child pornography. The second string of charges was eventually dropped on a technicality.
And I think that's the key here. These are not R. Kelly's allegations. These are the allegations being made by Michael Glenn Stein, who's the person who says that he was solicited to kill Robert. And
so I'm just trying to go through now while the lawyer is speaking, okay? He's now saying that the allegations that's coming forth is not R. Kelly saying it. It's the jailhouse snitch. Fine. But how are you going to convince a judge that after all, we just seen the charges. We seen the child pornography more than once. We seen how many counts. We seen the video. How are we going to explain this? The charges that got the stake. I'm sorry.
Sent to Butner to do it from another facility. And we took significant time. Oh, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm trying to put a lot of the pieces of the puzzle together as you're answering. And I'm just confused if this inmate allegedly said that the Bureau of Prisons sought him out to murder a fellow inmate, why?
When the trial began, the video became the main piece of evidence. 14 jurors sat by as the 27-minute-long video was played in the courtroom. And I cannot imagine how awful of an experience that must have been for jurors. And as the trial went on, witnesses were called. But the most important witness of all, the young girl allegedly in the video, refused to testify. Multiple witnesses took turns approaching the court and testifying that the video did in fact show R. Kelly and a 14-year-old girl. But both she and her close family refused to confirm that it was her. Years later, it would be...
Now you gotta remember, R. Kelly got past this one too. And they gonna say why. I'm trying to break down something here. Comment, Lady T, you on the ball. She don't believe him. I'm telling you, she don't believe the lawyer for nothing. You know what I'm saying? As always, I'm gonna let you guys know this is a safe place to conversate. So if y'all want to top in the chat, give your feedback or however you feel. It's a safe place to have a conversation. And if you're watching right now, you're definitely a real one. Smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, stay in the mix, stay in the loop, because we bring the flavor each and every single night, 9 p.m. on Roll Call Monday through Saturday. Let's get back to the smoke.
Discovered, or at least I should clarify, the claim was made that this was due to a $2 million bribe to the young girl's family paid by none other than R. Kelly himself.
Well, that's an excellent question, and the answer to that is also pretty clear. Mr. Stein, in his
$2 million bribe. $2 million bribe to make it go away. Sometimes when you got money, you can make things go away, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And when you make good songs, I'm not gonna lie, even when the shit was going on, I'm like, yo, these records is hot. I was bumping Ignition. I was bumping Ignition. You know what I'm saying? I was bumping I Believe I Can Fly, all that shit, nigga. I'm an R. Kelly fan. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Michael Jackson had an issue, but we still like Michael Jackson. Right? It's unfortunate. It's a double standard. It's unfortunate. But I don't know if this is enough to make the man come out of prison, though. But let's continue here what the lawyer got to say.
declaration has set forth the reason that was given. The reason is that Mr. Kelly was about to expose some facts that would be extremely inflammatory and damaging to the Bureau of Prisons and the Department of Justice. And because of that, the Bureau of Prisons instructed Michael Glenn Stein to go to Butner and execute R. Kelly. And Mr. Stein made clear and gave us extraordinary detail when we spoke to Mr. Stein. We didn't use this until we actually went down and met with Mr. Stein.
Man, that's some bullshit. Listen, man, if I was given the order to make a hit and I decided I'm not going to do it and I told the government, don't you think the people that sent me would kill me? No, your time would be numbered. If I'm not going to do the hit, I can't turn around and snitch. What the heck? That's not even gangster. That doesn't make no sense. That's not of the Aryan nation. All right? Them niggas don't move like that.
For hours. No. And he told us in extraordinary detail that this is not the first instance, that this happens all the time, that the Aryan Brotherhood has been directed to commit murders and beatings at the behest of prison officials for years. People have been killed who pose problems for officers, for lawsuits. And
yeah, that's very true. The Aryan nation, they probably done all of the prison system. I'm not gonna talk about no prison shit because I ain't never been to prison. I'm not for that. But what I am gonna say, yeah, we know there's gangs and shit in the prison system. Okay, cool. But there's no way you gonna tell me one of them gangsters who doing life or whatever he's doing is gonna turn around and not do the hit and then snitch. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't give a fuck. Call me a square. I don't believe it. You know what I'm talking about? I don't.
It happens.
When I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right. Very important. Hold on. I want y'all to listen to what this lady got to say. We're going to take in, listen to what this is R. Kelly's girlfriends. I said girlfriends with a plural. All right? I want you to hear what they got to say about their parents and how they got in this situation. You understand? Because some parents are opportunists. I'm just telling y'all. All right, let's go.
So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take sexual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do sexual videos with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well, both of our parents are basically out here. They're trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, you know, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is
according to Mr. Stein, not only will he tell you that it happens, he will explain when given the opportunity in great detail.
You hear what the lady said? Both of them said that their parents sicked them on to R. Kelly. I'm telling you, there's some parents that's like that. They gonna say, yo, little girl, that's an opportunity. Go over there and keep your mouth shut. And I'm gonna use Cassidy's mom as my example. Cassidy's mom knew exactly what the fuck was going on. She still sent Cassidy over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some people pimp their children. That's all I'm saying. It's not right. It's not right. But I'm just saying what it sounds like.
All of these murders in which he has participated, which he has directed other Aryan Brotherhood people to do. This being the most recent.
Can I ask you to just, like murder's a big deal, right? I think we can all agree on that. And putting a target on someone's head, kind of a last resort. What kind of information are we talking about that allegedly?
Yeah, the intent was for them to get the deal. That's facts, okay? The intent was for the girls to get a record deal. Now, if they don't get the deal, maybe they're not. Remember, R. Kelly didn't own no record label, as far as I knew, so he's trying to put them on, right? So if they don't get the deal, it's not. I don't think it's his fault. Now, was he using them? Probably, but as it relates to the his two girlfriends, yeah, they probably had singing aspirations. It didn't work. All right. But from what they're saying, the parents put them onto R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That's a sucker movement, taking advantage, being a user. You know what I'm saying?
R. Kelly is in possession of that would be unflattering to the government at a level that would, suggest that a hit was put on his head.
Should your parents be concerned?
It's no different, though, than what Diddy did to Cassidy. I'm going to put you on, but what you going to do for me? It's sucker shit. But I think that it happens so much in the industry. But here's my next thing, though. Are these two ladies brainwashed, though? Because that's another question that comes to mind, right? Are they brainwashed? Is R. Kelly in their head that much that they believe what they're saying? Hold on. Let me make sure my monitor is good here. All right, let's go.
No.
Why?
Well, my parents knew where I have always been for 4 years. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so...
Choreographer.
Okay. If the parents got proof that he was sleeping with her at 17, that is 100% completely illegal. It's wrong. But the parents were the ones that put her up for the situation. So now how can you turn around and it's an extortion ring, is what it sounds like to me. And R. Kelly got because he unfortunately has bad habits. All right? Not a wife. I don't know, man. She said some stuff where I'm like, this is why I don't know if I can believe it. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you guys think. All right, family, let's go.
On stage, right next to him. And people have no idea that this man just beat me on the bus. People have no idea of the bruises I'm hiding.
Drea claims she was a victim herself of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse at the hands of Robert Kelly.
Did you ever fear for your life?
Yes.
You thought he might kill you?
Yeah.
Your kids?
No. But me, definitely.
Let me jump in here.
Here's my thing, right? She felt that R. Kelly would kill her, but not the kids, never. Why would he want to kill you, though? Like, you don't do anything for him. This is why I'm like, yo, so I think sometimes people could, like, if you got a reputation, people can add on to it, and then people will believe it. Because I'm like, yo, bro, what man is right mind is going to want to unalive his baby mother and do nothing to the kids where she did nothing to him, unless it's a sicko. All right, that's one. Comment in the comment section. I feel like they were brainwashed. They were young and impressionable, facts. If they have their parents pimping them off, to get a deal, they were definitely being brainwashed. Hey, a lot of people feel like they're brainwashed. All right. But here's my question to the brain, because y'all know I'm 6 o'clock, right? I'm not 6:01 or 5:59. Here's my question to the brainwash. Was R. Kelly taking care of these women? Both of them. They put them up. They were living together. They seemed happy. Now, and whether or not they were brainwashed, they did seem happy and taken care of. We got to say that, though. He did a better job than Diddy.
Because I've been around the block as you have as well. And if I had a dime for the number of inmates who lied under oath, on the stand, you name it, I'd be on a yacht in the Med. However, suggesting that the government thinks that this alleged behavior of a cellmate of R. Kelly's is so egregious that the only remedy is to solicit murder sounds a bit crazy. Again, given it would be their word against an inmate. So you see where I'm coming from, right? That's why it sounds fantastical. And I guess the other question to add to that is that if the threat is over, meaning the man allegedly solicited to kill R. Kelly has come clean and said, I won't do it, I'm going to sing like a canary instead, where's the threat?
I do remember when he said he fell in love. He said, I was sitting on the back of the tour bus reading.
Yo, that lady don't believe nothing coming out of R. Kelly's lawyer's mouth. Not a goddamn thing. She keeps using the word fantastical. I've never heard that ever. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start using that goddamn word. When a motherfucker talking shit, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's fantastical. I swear to God, I swear. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, let me get serious. Let me get serious.
The Bible. He said, and you remind me of my mama.
At this point, you hadn't seen any kind of indication that there may be any kind of violence or rudeness.
No, but what I did see is a man was very controlling.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that your parents are trying to get money from R.
Yo, if she saw a man that was very controlling, wow. You see, ladies, I got to talk to y'all. I got to talk to my family now. If you meet a brother and you saw he's controlling, why is you going to go walk that walk? Because he got the money. You got the money. And then when he controls your ass, it's a problem. No, nigga. I was taught, if you brought yourself to the situation, then it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So that lady, unfortunately, she said the one thing that shot herself in the foot. You knew he was crazy when you saw the nigga, and you decided you wanted to fuck around. Back to the story, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the stories.
Kelly.
Okay.
Because your father told a very different story to me
well,
last night.
Yeah, he's the manipulative. He's very manipulative, so he's the one you need to watch out for. But my dad and my mom, they started to send threats to both me and him. They said, oh, I'll put all your naked pictures all over the world. I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to ruin him. If he doesn't send $20,000 to this bank account by Monday, oh, I'm going to put everything out there and then $10,000 after that. You're trying to solicit me like I'm some hoe. I'm not. I'm your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sound very angry with your parents. You sound very...
Yo, come on now. Y'all gonna tell me you don't believe this? I mean, people do have crocodile tears. But, oh, man, I believe her. I think her parents pimped her out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, R. Kelly is probably being nice to them, and they're really, I don't know, man. Maybe they could be brainwashed, too. I don't know. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But if you gonna fake them kind of tears, you gotta give her a goddamn Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
And very pained.
She's making it sound like the mob. The parents fucked up. But I know some parents that are opportunists. This is why I say this, because I'm telling you, I know some parents. I know them.
Tell me, Azrael, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe in some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't see that, you're ignorant and you're stupid as because you want to be. All because that's the world we live in. Negativity sells. Gossip is what sells. Rumors are what sells.
Exactly.
But Jocelyn and Azrael, this is more than gossip. This is more than just rumors. These are decades of allegations against Robert Kelly.
We're not here to talk about decades. We're here to talk about what our parents are doing right now.
Right. Point your marriage started going down. When was that point?
When I was
Decades of allegations, but we're gonna let the hold on before we're gonna let the. I want you to hear what the wife got to say. Hold on, make sure my mind is caught up.
Pregnant.
All right, let's go.
with my first child, he locked me in a bathroom, and I slept in a bathtub.
Even though they would go on to have 2 more children, Drea says their marriage.
Yo, he locked me in the bathroom and I slept in the bathtub. Listen, man. Do you really believe a man would do something like that? You gonna put the woman's pregnant, right? And you gonna lock her in the bathroom, lock the door till she fall asleep in the bathroom, and then hold on. She's right though. Rumors and negativity sell. It's facts. Rumors and negativity sell. If somebody say anything negative about you, and then boom, they light the candle, that rumor takes off. Motherfuckers gonna believe it before anything else. So I'm just saying, if you gonna tell me that a motherfucker locked you in a bathroom while you was pregnant, and then you turn around and had 2 more kids, come on, man. Y'all believe that? I don't believe that. I'm not saying R. Kelly is not guilty, but there's certain things that I feel like they were just adding fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all on a Thursday night. You know what I'm talking about? Tomorrow we got a lot to get into. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's a new time, 9 p.m. Eastern roll call. You know what I'm saying? So the babies is gone, and we can have our grown folk conversation. You know what I'm talking about? So I appreciate y'all on a Thursday night. I don't know if R. Kelly's coming on. I don't know what it's going to be like. But I'm not convinced that the jailhouse snitch, you know what I'm saying, is credible. It's not, this is my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got a question. What we got? We got the lady. When his wife said that, I did kind of side eye. You see what I'm saying? Because if he locked you in the bathroom, why would you have more kids with him? Thank you very much. This is why we smarter than the average bear family, and that's why we gotta go get it, and we're smarter than the average bear. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you try to escape unless you were forced? Listen, hey man, listen, far as I can tell by looks, R. Kelly have, I'm not gonna say that. Let me not say that. That's gonna sound shallow as fuck. What I am gonna say is, common sense will tell me I'm not gonna have 2 more. You know what I'm saying? Because in the 2 more, that means there was good times and there was bad times. I know relationships. Y'all ain't gonna have no more babies if there ain't no good times in them. But which means you still have to allow things to continue. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't sound like coercion to me. But I could be wrong, but I don't think R. Kelly got enough to come out. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not down with anybody who does anything negative to children. You know what I'm talking about? But as always, family, let me know what country, what state, what province, what street corner, what penthouse in the sky you checking in from. Because we worldwide, baby, and it's nothing but love.